Hello everyone and welcome back. So I just want to do a quick little video on Loanswords and how they compare to Katana Samurai, especially in light of this new patch that's going to be adding unit limits, which I disagree with. Anyway, I just quickly leveled up a level 5 Ashigaru in a custom battle with a friend. So I'm going to compare these stats to a level 5 Katana Samurai. So let's start with, let's actually look at a fresh one. Oops, that's an Ashigaru. Here's the Loansword. Let's look at the melee attack first. The base Loansword melee attack is 9. Here's my upgraded Loansword Ashigaru. We'll look at his upgrades here. With 2 melee attack upgrades, his melee attack jumps to 15. And that's a pretty significant upgrade. That's almost double that of a base Loansword. With a melee defense 2, the base melee defense of a Loansword Ashigaru is 2. So when you add 1 upgrade there, that doubles it to 4. And 4 may not be a very big number, it's true, but you can't just look at bare numbers, really. You have to think about it relatively, because with 1 upgrade, you've just doubled your Loansword's defense. If we're looking like at a Katana Samurai, their melee defense is 4 at the beginning, and with an upgrade there, it jumps to 6. So you've increased it by 50% there with 1 Katana Samurai, but the Loansword with 1 upgrade, you've doubled it. And let's see how that attack compares to this katana. My Katana Samurai with 2 melee attack upgrades has 18 melee attack. The Loansword has 15. That's pretty significant, especially for being half the cost. Let's say you take this Loansword Ashigaru, you don't need this morale upgrade necessarily. Just put 1 melee defense and 2 melee attack upgrades on a Loansword, and you've basically doubled its effectiveness. The same isn't there for the Katana Samurai. Their melee attack is almost the same, it's just 3 points better, and when you get to higher numbers like that, you get the diminishing returns, and so Katana Samurai are really only about 1/5 more powerful than Loansword Ashigaru on offense, and their melee defense isn't so good either, being a 4 and a 6. So if you have twice as many Loanswords as you do Katana Samurai, it's not really going to even out. Let's see, this Loansword costs 550 with 3 upgrades, and this Katana Samurai right here with 4 costs 950. Yeah, this one has 4 upgrades too. So they both have 4 upgrades. And they're really comparable. The morale is a lot higher on the Katana Samurai. But still, it's not really that much of a factor when you consider the morale system in this game is a little wonky. You know, you can morale bomb pretty easily. Being overwhelmed and surrounded really hurts your morale too, so really what we're looking at is the melee attack and the melee defense, which are actually really comparable. Katana Samurai have better charge bonus, but that's not too important. Same thing with armor, not that important if we're looking at straight up melee combat. So you have these 2 units with very similar melee stats, but one significantly cheaper. So I think instead of this unit cap thing, which I think sucks, I hate arbitrary things like that. They should only be used as a last resort. So instead of that, why don't you just kind of nerf these Loanswords so that, you know, they get maybe 2 attack upgrades per level. Let's see, let's try it with 9, so they may be a 13, or maybe even 1. They shouldn't be that good, you know. I mean, they're Ashigaru. They're not supposed to be on par with Katana Samurai, and they almost are in the attack and defense department. The only thing that Katana Samurai have over them is morale, but if you're spamming Loanswords, you can just surround the enemy and really bomb the morale really quickly. And also the numbers comes into a factor, not just the number of units, but the number of men in the unit. Just the number of men on the field would be quite a bit more. So if you have a Loansword Ashigaru unit with 150 compared to a Katana Samurai of 120, there'll just be more bodies on the field for the Ashigaru user. So I just think the stats need to more accurately reflect the relationship between Ashigaru and Samurai. Because they're very comparable right now. And you could really buff up. These are without any retainers too. This is completely bare, so you could throw in the weaponsmith and the Yagyu sword instructor and buff it up to 18 melee attack. You have a leadership general that'll go up even more. Maybe a productive rice patty to get the morale up to 7, and you'll almost double their morale if you have the 1 morale upgrade and the rice patty too. So I noticed that they get the same bonus. Katana Samurai get 1 morale on the morale upgrade. So does the Ashigaru. They both get 3 attack and they both get 2 defense. Maybe you should look at that. Maybe Ashigaru should get half as big upgrades as the Katana Samurai do. I mean, it would reflect their base stats a lot better. And it's really the percentage increase that matters. I did 2 battles to get this Loansword Ashigaru to level 5. The difference between the rank 3 Loansword in the second battle and the fresh one was immense. The first battle with a fresh loansword, we were just doing mass bow monks, and he would just charge in and just cut down bow monks. So he got about 300 kills before routing. My second one didn't rout against the bow monks. He killed about 600 and routed all the bow monks. So and didn't even lose 50 men in the melee combat. So just a huge difference. I mean, it's the proportion that matters between the base unit and how they are when they're upgraded, not necessarily looking at the stats between a Katana Samurai and an Ashigaru, because you've just almost pretty much doubled its effectiveness with minimal upgrades. So you get those 3 upgrades plus 150 Koku. That's not even a 50% cost increase for almost 200%, or I guess no, it'd be a 100% effectiveness increase almost. So the ratio there is not very good. You'd almost rather have one loansword that's upgraded than 2, cost effective wise, and you can spam the veterans and be a lot more powerful than if you were spamming fresh Ashigaru vets that would cost only 150 less. So something there to think about between the two. I think a much better way to handle this loansword spam is just nerf the veteran upgrades. Give them 1 melee attack per upgrade and 1 melee defense per upgrade, and just have it be more in line with their base stats. So thanks for watching, everybody.